So off-season episodes are always my favorite episodes by far, man. I love the off-season episodes for the simple fact that we get to go through and we get to build our team back up. You know what I mean? Through the draft, through free agency, especially a team like this, you know, where we just came into the league last season. So we got a lot of work to do. So that makes these types of episodes so exciting. So exciting. First order of business, though, we got to find out who is going to win the NBA Finals between the Rockets and the 76ers. Also, part of that is seeing which of you guys got it right on the predictions. I told you guys to predict, you know, who was going to win the series and by what amount of games. You guys predicted. There was a lot of responses, man. There's going to be a lot of shout-outs, you know, depending on how this goes down. But we'll have to see here. A lot of you guys were even predicting who the MVP was going to be. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but that's actually really cool. I like that. So let's waste no time and jump right into this and see who is going to be the NBA champions of the 2020 season. So the 76ers are NBA champions. Ben Simmons wins the Finals MVP award, and in case you didn't actually see it, it went to 7 games. 4-3 76ers. Could you imagine if that happened in real life, man? Could you? I mean, this would be crazy. In the closeout game, though, as you can see, man, Philly, they just came out rocking in this one, man. They were up 43-17 at the end of the first quarter, but as you can see, Harden put up 33 and 10. It just wasn't enough, man, to get it done. As you see, Joel Embiid with 35, 11, and 2. Tobias Harris showing up with 27 points. Ben Simmons, another triple-double machine, man. 25, 9, and 9 in this one. Well, I don't know if you guys have been waiting for it, but I know I damn sure have been waiting for it. I cannot wait to get into this offseason, man. I really want to see where we're going to be drafting and who we're going to be drafting with that pick. We've got our training camps and everything like that, man. It's all going to be so lit. Cannot wait to do this. Let's jump into it. As you can see, Vince Carter and Udonis Haslem are the only two that were actually on an NBA team when they retired here. Vince Carter finally retires after 21 years at the age of 43, man. Just as I suspected, man, there's no way that Vince Carter is not an immediate Hall of Famer. Like, it's just, like I said, it's a no-brainer. Now here we find ourselves at the league meetings, and there is a little bit of a surprise in these league meetings for you guys. Some of you guys probably already know what I'm talking about, but most of you probably don't. Let's jump into that right now. So league expansion, add one new team to the league. It's almost a foregone conclusion every single time we do this. You guys vote for the Seattle Supersonics to come back to the NBA. That is exactly what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and go in and approve that. We'll override that, approve it. I'm not messing with any rules that aren't already, you know, going to happen in real life. We keep things realistic. So there you have it. The only change that's going to be made this year is we're going to be adding a 32nd team to the league so that we even things out in both conferences. And now that brings us to the exciting part, boys. Oh my God, I cannot wait. Like, I hope that we have a top 3 pick, man, because there are guys that I really want on this team. You've probably seen it in the thumbnail. The last thing I want to do is talk about it or jinx anything or talk about the guys that I want, any of that stuff. All I'm going to do is jump right into this because I want to know now. I'm done waiting. I'm done speculating on all this. Let's find out where we're going to pick in this next draft and, you know, who we're going to have access to out of this really talented first round of young prospects. So here we are in the draft lottery. Now, as I mentioned before, you already know that the Seattle Supersonics are, I believe, they are just already locked in for the 4th overall pick just by default. So usually that's how it works. We'll see if that's how it works this year. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that way, though. 16 is predicted to be the Minnesota Timberwolves. They had a 1% chance at the top pick. They are going to, in fact, get number 16 in this one. The Knicks predicted to be the 15th pick in the draft. They do get 15. They also had a 1% chance. I think the first 4 teams up off the board here have a 1% chance at the first overall pick. The flattening of the lottery odds hasn't given us anything weird so far. The Heat projected to be number 13. They have a 1% chance also. They get number 13, so we are right on schedule. The OKC Thunder with about a 2% chance at the top pick projected to be number 12. They do get number 12. They get 11th, so here we go. Right on down the list here, we're in the top 10. It is the Orlando Magic. They had about a 6% chance at the top pick. It's projected to be the Spurs. They got a 6% chance. It is the Spurs, so look at this, man. This is like right, the predictions are right on point. The Hornets projected to have number 8. They have a 7.4% chance, and it's the Phoenix Suns that get number 8. So that's our first surprise in the draft. The Hornets are going to move their way up at a 10.4% chance at the top pick. They get number 7. So who was it? I forget who it was. Somebody is moving up still, though. Number 6 is projected to be us. 12.3% chance. It's going to be us. We're going to get number 6. So not the best pick. I wanted us to be at least top 5 here, but we get number 6. All right, so let's see. The number 5 pick. So I guess it's not the 4 pick that the Sonics get for being an expansion team. I guess it's the number 5 pick. So they are, now in as the 5 pick. It's the Hornets that moved up. That's right. They're projected at 4. They do get the 4th pick. So now we're in the top 3 here. I think the Wizards were projected to have the number 1 overall pick. Cavaliers, 13.8% chance, but it's the Wizards that are going to get the 3 pick here. So the Cavs, and who else? There's one other team I can't remember. I think it was Memphis. Cavaliers, projected at number 2. Let's see what we get. The Memphis Grizzlies, and that pick, that's crazy. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be picking number 1 in the 2020 NBA draft. But there you have it, guys. There you have it. Definitely some surprises here in this draft. Now, was there protections on those picks for the Grizzlies? And maybe there was like a top 3 protection on that pick for the Grizzlies and the Pelicans picks that were supposed to go to the Celtics and the Pelicans respectively. I forget, what that was all about. But all I know now is that it says that it's going to be the Grizzlies that actually make that pick, because I believe it would show up if that pick was, deferred to another team. But the important part here, man, is that we're picking 6th. We might have to make a trade or something like that, because I don't know how I feel about the 6th overall pick, but we've got some assets that we can package together with that 6th pick and hopefully maybe move up to get, one of the guys that we've been targeting. The next thing we got to do is protect some of our players from the expansion draft. So I like the guys that selected here. The thing that I don't like is that it is not protecting Michael Porter Jr. That is a guy that I want to protect 100%. I think I almost have to protect Dylan Windler. So the guy that is going to be, I think for me, is going to be Ty Jerome. I think we're going to not protect him in exchange for protecting Michael Porter Jr. and just keep our fingers crossed that Ty Jerome isn't one of the guys that the Supersonics end up selecting. So here we go, the expansion draft. Let's see who they pick. Mitchell, what? Mitchell Robinson? Bro, no way, dude. They got Mitchell Robinson with their first pick. How do you not protect Mitchell Robinson if you're the Knicks? Why couldn't we get that lucky? Anyway, looking through the rest of these picks, I don't see Ty Jerome off the board yet. Fingers crossed. Really? Really, Seattle? I mean, that's really how you're going to do me? Whatever, man. They got themselves a hell of a team here. I'm not going to lie. Like, they got a good mix of young guys and veterans in this lineup here. As you can see, it starts with Mitchell Robinson. I mean, how do you get a guy like that as your, man to build around? I can't wrap my head around how the Knicks didn't protect him. There has to be a reason behind that. Anyway, Mitchell Robinson, Kevon Looney, Darius Bazley, a very good pick there with Darius Bazley. Check Diallo, that's, it's an okay pick. Rodions Kuruc, who we had last year with the Badger series, he was okay. He's not bad. Will the Thrill Barton, a nice little veteran to have, maybe in the starting lineup for now, but he'll probably come off the bench once they build this team up. Malik Monk, a nice young scoring guard. Rodney Hood, a good veteran to have also on the team. TJ McConnell, same thing. Rajon Rondo, a great playmaker in his prime. He's probably still got something left in the tank, so I guess Seattle figured why not. They also needed a power forward in this draft, so they ended up getting Cab, a nice, nice young guy who was part of this last year's rookie class. Robert Williams, another really good 4/5. Man, they got a really, really good front court starting out here. They also picked up the very athletic Bruce Brown, nice 6'5" shooting guard there. And then, of course, they had to round things out with our boy Ty Jerome. It wouldn't be a Codename Steve series if we didn't get screwed over somehow in this expansion draft. So I stepped away for a little bit, not only to think about this and think about this draft and where we're going to go with our pick, but also to get you guys' advice on what exactly we should do. I think I've got everything I need now between, me, thinking it over and you guys giving me your feedback. I think we've got what we need to jump into this draft right now. So we know that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to have the first overall pick. They are on the clock right now. It's really, really hard, man. It's really hard to call it on this one. This isn't like last year where it was like a clear-cut Zion Williamson was it. You know what I mean? He was the guy. Either way, we don't have to speculate anymore. The pick is in. Let's see what they decide to do. And they do go with the boy Ant-Man Edwards. We had him last year in the Badgers series. He's amazing. I'm going to tell you this right now, man. I can see, even though having Sexton and Garland, why the Cavaliers would say, you know what? Let's go with the guy who could be like a generational talent. And I think that this guy can be that. You know what I mean? He's like a Zion Williamson, where like you could have a great power forward and you're still going to draft him. You know what I mean? This is one of those types of guys. The Memphis Grizzlies are next. And imagine James Wiseman now on the board for them. John Morant being able to pick and roll with either Jaren Jackson Jr. or James Wiseman, having those two guys at your disposal as a floor general, like that's crazy. But like I said, let's see. Crazier things have happened. We have a trade to announce. What? They're trading the second overall pick. I don't know why it says Knicks up there. This is obviously Memphis's pick. They're trading the second overall pick and a 2022 first round top 10 protected for LaMarcus Aldridge and Rudy Gay. Let's see what the Spurs are going to do, because obviously they've traded up now to get their guy. Is their guy James Wiseman? We'll have to see. It's not. Their guy is LaMelo Ball. Oh my God. Well, I thought I knew what the Wizards were going to do. I have no clue at this point. Let's find out. Let's just find out. Whatever. The Washington Wizards are on the clock. LaMelo Ball is off the board. We might have to pull the trigger on a trade if the Wizards go for James Wiseman, which I can't see why they wouldn't. So let's see. They do go with James Wiseman, man, and that might be something that could really turn that organization around. They needed a talent like this on that team. They were not doing well. They were not going in a good direction as an organization. They needed something like this on that team 100%. This is where it gets very interesting, man, because Charlotte's on the clock, and despite having Terry Rozier, I don't see a scenario where they don't go with Cole Anthony, and I got to at least offer them a trade because I'm scared that they're going to take him. I mean, you got to take the best guy on the board, right? All right, so they agreed to an offer that I just offered to them. We pulled off a trade to send them our 6th overall pick and a first-round pick, top 10 protected in 2023. Or was it lottery protected? I think it was lottery protected, actually. Yeah, so it was a lottery protected pick in 2023. So that is a good trade, I think. I tried to offer them a second-round pick from 2023. They weren't having any parts of it. So now it's time to resume the draft. We, after all this craziness, are actually going to get our guy. Wildcats on the clock. Choose our prospect. You already know who it is. Our boy out of University of North Carolina. One of the most prestigious colleges in the entire nation. We are bringing in the son of Greg Anthony. Our boy Cole Anthony. As I said last series with John Morant, our boy Cole Anthony will hopefully be the face of this franchise for years to come. Years to come. We got our guy, boys. We got our guy. We got the 4th pick. It says here that Sonics are 6. We know that's a glitch. That happens. So it's weird glitches that happen in this game. Either way, we know that the Sonics are up next at number 5. We ended up getting the 4th overall pick from the Hornets. All they had to do was move back 2 spots. So this works out for everybody, especially us. Now, we're not done. We're going to continue through this draft. I'll probably speed it up unless we get to a pick where there's a hashtag ad player involved, which you know we're going to see that. I'm not really going to show the second round, except for our pick, if we even keep that pick. I'm thinking of trading up further into the first round. Anyway, I'm going to speed through most of the draft. I'm going to give you guys a recap in the next episode. The only thing I'm going to slow down and show you guys will be if there's a hashtag ad player taken. And like I said, the whole second round, I'll just recap it for you guys when everything's all set and done. But let's move forward. Let's see what's up next. So the Seattle Supersonics, brand new franchise back in the NBA. I say they're brand new, but they're not really brand new. They were there before. They have the 5th overall pick. Let's see who they're going to add to this team that's already pretty strong, if I should say so myself. Mitchell Robinson, already kind of the face of that young franchise. Darius Baisley, got some really good players. They took Ty Jerome from us. Seattle, you bastards. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We got Cole Anthony. Let's see what we got here. Seattle Supersonics on the clock. They go with RJ Hampton. What a pick here, man. RJ Hampton. I'm going to say this. A lot of people think that by the end of the, college season, in his case the NBL season, that he may climb way up the draft boards and be like a top 3 pick. Like literally 100%. Expansion teams, you don't usually see expansion teams with any kind of real young faces of the franchise, and now they got 2 of them. RJ Hampton, Mitchell Robinson. I like the way that's looking so far. Next up, you got the Hornets. They have our pick. They got the 6th pick. Let's see what they do. They go with Theo Maledon. This is not a surprising pick at all. I told you guys earlier, point guard, very heavy at the top. Let's see. They go with our boy Evan Adams. Our first hashtag ad player is off the board. I didn't even know that Evan Adams was even rated this high. We'll have to look and see what his overall is. But they go with a shooting guard out of Ohio State. Our boy Evan Adams, I think he's actually rated pretty high. Just to let you guys know this, all of the hashtag ad players, overall ratings were random. The only things that I added in is if you guys told me like, hey, he's a sharpshooter or hey, he's a great defender. I added that type of stuff in there. Otherwise, though, a lot of the other attributes were randomized because I didn't want to make it look like I'm playing favorites. So I wanted to make it random. I wanted to make it fair. Evan Adams just so happens that he was able to put together, the right attributes to be a top 10 pick in the draft. Phoenix on the clock. They go with the power forward, Precious Achiuwa. Now, this was one of the guys that I kind of wanted myself. Not going to lie. I was hoping that he might drop later into the first round, but that was wishful thinking. So we got the Oklahoma City Thunder on the clock now, and they go with the shooting guard out of Villanova, Brian Antoine. Some people think that this guy is well worth a top 10 pick. The Magic, 10th overall pick, now on the clock. We're rounding out the top 10 here. They take Nico Mannion out of Arizona. Love this pick here, man, because you don't know what's going to happen with Markelle Fultz. So we have our second trade out of the lottery picks here. Let's see what happens. So they send the 11th overall pick. I don't know why these picks are saying like that they're from different teams or whatever. This is obviously the Bulls pick that they're sending away. The 11th overall and young center, Cristiano Felicio to the OKC Thunder for Danilo Gallinari and this year's 25th overall pick in the first round. Jalen Smith. What a pick here, man. What a pick. Steven Adams, we don't know what's really going to happen with him. Do they even still have him? I'll have to go back and look and see what happened there. But Jalen Smith, man, ultra talented big man out of Maryland. So Sacramento trades up into this pick. It looks like OKC got the guys that they wanted because they had 3 lottery picks. They trade the 12th overall pick, which for whatever reason stands to the Bulls. We know it's OKC's though. For Harrison Barnes and the 21st overall pick in this year's draft. And Fale Dante, the center out of Oregon. Nice pick. Detroit on the clock. They take Zach Little. This is our second hashtag ad player off the board. It says he's 7 foot 234. He's not really 7 foot 234. I got to fix that. But Zach Little, 14th overall pick in the draft to the Detroit Pistons. Love this guy's story. Good pickup for Detroit. '18th overall, they go with center Isaiah Stewart. Boys, Jaden McDaniels is on the board still. I think we're going to give it one more pick, man, and then we're going to try to trade up because this is around the area that I was thinking about trading up to. Giving it one more pick. See what happens here. OKC takes Josh Green, shooting guard out of Arizona, teammate of Nico Mannion. Very, very good pick here for them. Very good pick. So with Jaden McDaniels still being on the board, man, I got to pause the draft. I got to see what exactly the Boston Celtics want for that 22nd overall pick. All right, so it says no offers were found for the selected asset. All right, let's go down the list here. Memphis at 26 overall. Let's see if the Hawks are willing to do something. So the Hawks want our 24th first-round pick for 2 picks this year. One being their 23rd pick in the first round and the 30th pick in the second round. I don't really care about that second-round pick. if I'm being honest. This would net us the 26th pick in the first round from the Grizzlies. Let's see what we got. All right, so it looks like they want to swap second rounders and give us a 2020 second rounder via Golden State for our 2022 second rounder. I think we're going to go ahead and do this deal. All right, so they agreed to our offer, so now we have jumped up from the 4th pick in the second round to the 26th pick in the first round. Boston's on the clock again. Let's see what they do. Well, there it goes. Rest in peace to our dream of getting Jaden McDaniels on this team as a steal at 22 overall. My goodness. I mean, really. So the Atlanta Hawks at 23 overall take our third hashtag ad player that's off the board in this draft in the first round here. Justin Cantwell, shooting guard out of Texas A&M. Very, very good prospect. I don't know a lot about him, but I do know that he was pretty high in his overall. All right, man, 2 more picks until we pick again. Raptors on the clock. No. Well, this was the guy I wanted. So we'll let the Bulls make their pick. We'll take a look at, who's still on the board. And if there's nobody that we really like more than Tyrese Maxey, we will maybe try to make a trade for him. By the way, just as a side note, I know there's some of you guys out there that probably pay close attention to detail. If you ever see me switch clothes or switch a shirt in the middle of me recording, sometimes it might be because I recorded at a different time of the day, but typically it's because I got up and took a shower in the middle of recording. I have a really deep-rooted obsessive-compulsive disorder, and I shower like 3 or 4 times a day. Otherwise, I just don't feel right if I don't. Anyway, enough of all the personal nonsense. I was really considering trading for Tyrese Maxey, and there is a trade that we can make to bring Tyrese Maxey to the team. But then I started thinking about the fact that we've got Tyler Hero and Jordan Poole as our shooting guards right now, and I'm kind of feeling that lineup, that rotation. I really wish I could ask you guys' opinion on this, but that brings me to the big center/power forward out of Duke, Vernon Carey. I think that he could be a very effective, role player in his own right off the bat. I think that he could come in his rookie season and contribute. Man, this is like a really tough decision here, because if we do draft Vernon Carey, then we open ourselves up to the possibility of maybe trading a guy like Thomas Bryant, who has a lot of trade value. And if we go and trade for Tyrese Maxey, then we open ourselves up to trading a guy like Jordan Poole and maybe bringing in a draft pick or, something like that. You know what? Considering that our guard situation looks pretty good right now, I am going to go ahead and pull the trigger on Vernon Carey. This is going to be our guy, our other first-round pick. Welcome to the team, Vernon Carey. He is the newest Wildcat, along with our boy Cole Anthony. Really love the way that this draft turned out. I think that's it for us. The Los Angeles Clippers take another one of our hashtag ad players out of Loyola, Kenneth Aldo Ingram. I'm 100% sure this guy is a hashtag ad player. Congratulations to Kenneth for making it onto the Clippers as a point guard. So that's going to mark the end of the first round. As you guys know, I'm going to give you, I've showed you most of what happened in the first round. For the second round, I'm going to give you a recap, except for the hashtag ad players. Any hashtag ad players that do get drafted here in this second round, I'll put up on the screen really quick for you guys to see. However, I'll give you a recap beyond that. Next up, we got the team player options. We'll go through this real quick. Definitely going to be accepting Michael Porter Jr. Definitely accepting, obviously, our boy Bull. And James Johnson accepted his player option, which is mildly disappointing, to say the least. DJ Wilson, however, he let Darren know that he's not happy here. He's a 72 overall. We will not pick up his option. We'll let him go on and test out free agency because that's what he wants anyway. Hold on. Back like all the way up. Back all the way up. Cleveland, I know you drafted Anthony Edwards, and I know you've got Darius Garland, but you declined Colin Sexton's team option? I mean, maybe he's not progressing the way that you thought he would, but man, this makes sense here. I've had enough of Cleveland. I'm signing with a new team this offseason. He must have told them he does not want to be there, and they said, you know what, all right, fine, we won't pick up your option, which is weird. I mean, you could just pick up his option and trade him, whatever. It's not my business. I don't have anything to do with Cleveland. We are the Wildcats. The qualifying offers for Alonzo Trier and DeJounte Murray are each $3.92 million apiece, coincidentally. Obviously, I would have both of these guys back for that price. So we're going to extend those offers. Well, boys, here it is, man. The free agency, the moratorium period. See, this is where we have to be really, really calculated with what we do, man. We have to just be very smart about it. I didn't really see a whole lot of feedback from you guys as far as free agency goes and like who you guys think, we should target, but we're going to wing this thing, man. I'm going to pick up the guys who I think will fit the best on this team. Man, Sabonis. Should I do it? No, I can't. I can't. He's restricted. Should I, though? Should I? No, I can't. So the Lakers offering Anthony Davis that Supermax deal. Not really sure why he declined his option. Whatever. So it looks like he likes our option the best so far. I did put a 2+1 3-year contract with a team option at the end of it. I think that's I bumped up the money a little bit. I think that is something he'll be interested in. You know what? I was really, really happy with MKG, the way he played when he was on this team. We had to throw him in as part of a trade at the deadline last season because of the fact that, A, we knew he was coming up in free agency anyway, and the trade made sense for us at the time. However, I think I want to bring MKG back on this team. So we've thrown out offers on Jonathan Isaac and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist so far. We'll advance, and it looks like as of right now, we've got both of those guys to agree. So that is two, really, really good pieces for the future that MKG, he's more of a guy that will help us win now. But Jonathan Isaac, a piece that will help us not only win now, but will develop him for the future as well. Since DeJounte Murray doesn't want to be here, and since we have bird rights on him, I'm thinking what we might end up doing is going ahead and signing him to a contract and then trading him. A sign and trade. Let's go ahead and take a look at the offers that Murray has gotten so far. So the Suns are offering him 3 years, $52 million. Okay. Man, I am really still seriously debating this Jaylen Brown thing. Because, in all honesty, if we didn't want to keep him, if it's something that you guys weren't on board with, I could always just trade him, you know what I mean? But gosh, this is tough. This is really tough. I'm gonna say we drafted well. We don't have to put all our eggs in one basket. There's always next season's free agency. Last season it's not like he was really setting the world on fire. 13.5 points per game. This is a guy who I don't think he's necessarily gonna lead us in scoring. DeJounte Murray is prepared to accept an offer from the Suns. You will be given the opportunity to match the contract. Well, Phoenix, if you're that interested in him, then we'll trade him to you if there's something that I like on your team. However, as of right now, we have bird rights on him. I'm not going to just let him walk. We've still got Isaac, MKG, and Jeff Teague agreeing to our contract offers. So as we enter the first day of free agency, take a quick look at a recap here. It looks like Anthony Davis did, in fact, decide to get paid with the Lakers. It's exactly what his, plan was all along. He just wanted his payday. He definitely wanted to stay in LA, though. DeMar DeRozan to the New Orleans Pelicans. That could be a hell of a fit right there, man. Buddy Hield got matched by the Kings. Montrez was actually, I think he was an unrestricted free agent, so the Clippers just decided to bring him back. So excuse me, actually. Brandon Ingram will not be there with the Pelicans along with DeMar DeRozan. He's going to be in Washington with the Wizards. Jaylen Brown was matched by the Celtics, which I suspected would probably be the case. The Suns did in fact get their point guard, Fred VanVleet. They got him from the Toronto Raptors. Bogdanovich back to the Kings. So I think we accomplished everything that we wanted to in free agency as of right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to advance on past free agency. We do have, however, some trades that I definitely want to make. I think I'm going to definitely want to move on from DeJounte Murray and see what we can get for him. You know, that was part of the deal with this whole sign and trade thing. However, I'm going to wait to do that because I want to get you guys' input on, you know, what direction we should go with him. Should we try to get a pick in return? I do know that the Phoenix Suns would definitely give us some really good draft picks in return for him. My other idea was to maybe package him together with Jabari Parker and try to upgrade our power forward position. Let me know what you guys think about these ideas. Also, depending on what you guys think and what you guys say, you know, what feedback you guys give me, maybe we package Murray together with Michael Porter Jr. and try to really upgrade the small forward position. I mean, we could probably use an upgrade at both forward positions. I know some of you guys in the past have thought or talked about, at least, you know, me trading Michael Porter Jr. I really like him. I really think that he can still develop, but this is all about you guys and what you guys want to see as well. So I'm going to let you guys let me know down in the comments on this video. So now that we've got that out of the way, up next on the list is player progression. The only things that we're going to do that we have left on the list are progression, training camps, and we'll also take a look at the All-Star City selection as well. So it looks like DeJounte Murray went from a 78 overall to an 81 overall. He went up 3 points. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I thought he might go up a little bit more than that. He had a great season, which earned him the, you know, most improved player award. But, you know, and considering that we just drafted Cole Anthony as our point guard of the future, he is going to be the starting point guard, you know, hands down. The question is, should we put DeJounte Murray at shooting guard in front of Tyler Hero? That's the tough part, man, because as you can see now, Tyler Hero went up from a 73 to a 79. 73 to 79 overall. I mean, this dude is going to be a problem in the backcourt along with Cole Anthony, and I mean, that's just something that I'm really excited to see. You can see also Jabari Parker went from a 79, from a 78 to a 79 overall. Michael Porter Jr. also going up in his overall from a 76 to a 78. Bol going up 5 points overall from a 73 to a 78, man. Him and Tyler Hero, definitely the biggest movers in this offseason. Our new addition from the free agency, Jonathan Isaac, very, very nice to see that he went up from a 76 to a 78. Thomas Bryant went down a little bit. You know, he did lose his starting position to Bol, you know, part of the way through the season. So, you know, a little bit of regression there, but that's not a big deal. He's still only 23 years old. He will get more playing time, and he, you know, there's nowhere to go from here but up. I don't think he'll continue regressing. MKG going up from a 76 to a 77 overall. Nice to see. Jordan Poole, man, that time in the G League, and that's why I wanted to keep him as the backup shooting guard to Hero, because, man, that time in the G League that he had, and that time that we, you know, the time that we brought him up from the G League to the NBA, I think we did it perfectly. But the time in the G League, man, was invaluable because, look, he went from a 71 to a 76 overall. He's progressing beautifully. And then that was it as far as player progression is concerned. As you see, the rest of the roster is our rookie, Vernon Carey, at a 74 overall. Our other rookie, Jordan Nwora, at a 72 overall, and then Dylan Windler, who actually didn't progress last season. He didn't play a whole lot, but I definitely want to get him in there more this year because he is just such a smooth shooter. But anyway, all things considered, I do think the team is coming along just fine right now. So next up, we'll take a quick look at the All-Star City selection for this season, and look at that. Is that a coincidence, or is that something that happens when you add an expansion team? I don't think it is, because we didn't host the All-Star game last season. So this is just a straight coincidence that the new stadium, Seattle, they're hosting the All-Star game this year, man. That is pretty fitting. They get their team back, and they get to host an event like this, man. People of Seattle are going to be very, very happy. And in our last order of business before we advance on into the 2021 season is going to be the training camps. One of the most important parts of the entire offseason, if you ask me. We've got 2 of them available. I do believe that goes up, you know, over time as we move forward into the future. You know, like next season, I think we'll have like 3 as long as we have a good enough trainer and all that stuff. But for now, we have 2. We're going to go ahead and take our untapped potential and use it on our boy, Cole Anthony, who's already an A potential. He's going to go to an A+ after the untapped potential camp. And then for the second one, man, it is really, really tough to decide if I want to do untapped potential on Hero or Bol. I think I'm going to use it on Tyler Hero, man. I think that this kid just has such a bright future. So he goes from an A potential to an A+, and now our backcourt of the future both have A+ potential at this point. So that's going to do it for the off-season episode, boys. All we have left to do is to advance into the regular season. Next episode, we'll get to see our schedule. I'll give you guys a full recap of the draft and everything real quick and all that. Also, keep in mind, I'm going to be working on the new draft class for next off-season very, very soon, which also means that hashtag add players. New hashtag add players will be added. Also, in next episode, I'll give you guys a full rundown of the current hashtag add players and which teams they're actually on, because I'm not 100% sure if all of them were, signed by the team that drafted them. So I'll go through and give you guys an update on every single hashtag add player and which team that they're on. Also, very important, if you guys have any trade targets in mind that, somebody you think that would fit perfectly on this team, you already know what to do. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below, and I will definitely look into, possibly bringing that person in, trading for them, because we have some trade pieces now that we can use. I hope you guys enjoyed this offseason. I know that I did. I wanted to keep it all in one episode for you guys. But in the next episode, we're going to jump into our schedule, take a look at the recap of the offseason, and then jump into our first game. Cannot wait for that. Finally get a look at some of these new additions on the court for the first time. But until then, I will catch you guys next time.